Hello everyone, how are you today? I'm just coming to you with a little mini haul from the Desk Bandit in Western Australia. They're an online shop, and I decided I'd been looking at these dip pens for sampling my ink, and then I ordered some ink samples from them as well. But today we're just going to be sampling the Ferris Wheel Press inks, samples that I bought from them, and along with my 4 Ferris Wheel Press inks that I already have. So I'll just get myself ready for that. The Ferris Wheel Press inks I do have, I am absolutely in love with. I think they're beautiful. So they're very sparkly, very shimmery, the ones that I have ordered bottles of. So I'm interested to see what these other ones are like that I got. So this is the dip pen. It has, I don't know if you can see it, but it has like little squiggly lines there where you actually go to for ink. So you fill up to that point when you're dipping it into the ink sample or your ink bottle. You go to that line, and it's supposed to hold enough ink on it then to do a sample. So I've got that. Got my trusty endless notebook. Just check I'm in frame. Oops, we're knocking things over. Maybe I'll just move those back a little bit. Okay, so I might just do the bottles of ink first and see how we go. Might have to move that off a bit. It's kind of getting in the way. That's getting in the way too. Even though it's kind of handy, it's also getting in the way. All right. So the first one I have is the Roaring Patina Black, and it's got, like, I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's got a little bit of green sort of shimmer to it. You see that? It's a really lovely ink. I've actually had it in a medium nib pen and it works quite well. The shimmer doesn't seem to block the feed, which is very handy. Sort of hoping it would pick up some of those shimmer elements. Maybe it will when it dries. So that is the Roaring Patina Black. See how this goes. This little dip pen writes quite well. I got it with a medium nib, of course. So that's quite nice. So that's the first one I've got. I'll just wipe that off. The second one I have is this really cute little bottle. It is from the Down the Rabbit Hole fairy tale series, and it is Tumbling Time Blue. I'm not sure if you can see the blue shimmer down the bottom there. Sort of trying to get it to move a bit. Have any of you experimented with these inks, or do you have any of them in your ink collections? Comment down below and let me know what you think. I really like the ones I have got so far. I absolutely love, and You know, sometimes with shimmer inks too, they can block the feed of a pen. So, and I haven't had that issue with these. So they are very sort of, I guess they're a fine sort of shimmer. So, hope you can't hear my family in the background there. Okay. So this is Down the Rabbit Hole. Down the Rabbit Hole, Tumbling, Time Blue. I'm quite impressed with this dip pen so far. I've had a glass dip pen before and I wasn't as impressed with that. I found it had a sweet spot and I had to hold it a certain way for it to work, and in the end I kind of just got a little bit disgruntled with it, I guess you could say. So that's the Tumbling Time Blue. The next one we've got, I love. It is Green with Curiosity. Now this one, hopefully you can see that it has like this teal sort of shimmer through it, but it also has a red sheen. It's a beautiful ink. I mean, I love my greens anyway, but I really love this one. It's definitely a favorite. Whoops, sorry about that. Might be that out of the way now. There we go. I tend to have more blue and green inks than any other colour on the spectrum. These dark sort of emerald greens are my favourite colour, and then blue's my second. So I tend to gravitate towards those colours. So this is Down the Rabbit Hole. Green with Curiosity. I thought I would do the shimmer inks first. That way hopefully they dry enough by the end of the video so I can actually show you what they look like. Oh, it's a lovely green. So that's the Green with Curiosity. The next one I have is this little one. See that red sort of shimmer? It tends to have a bit of a gold sort of reddish shimmer. This is another one from that series of Down the Rabbit Hole, and it's Ruby Royal Flush. I always want to call it Royal Ruby Flush and I'll get the words mixed around, but it's Ruby Royal Flush. Can you see that? Oh, there we go. Are you a fan of shimmer inks, or do you tend to steer away from them? Some people, especially people with really expensive fountain pen collections, I find they don't want to sort of risk putting these in their pens, which is understandable. So this is Down the Rabbit Hole. My writing's getting very scrappy. And this is Ruby Royal Flush. Lovely. It's a really, it is a true ruby colour, really deep red. So that's the last of my Ferris Wheel Press bottles of ink that I have. And then the samples that I got, I'll do this one first. This is another one from Down the Rabbit Hole Fairy Tale series. It is Blushing Mushroom. And I don't know if you can see there. Oh, here we go. I've got to get in the camera. There is a shimmer down the bottom. Can you see that? It's so beautiful. Anyway, we'll give that a good shake. I've got my trusty little holder. This is actually from Daiso in Australia. It's a toothbrush holder. Oh, that's really light. It's much lighter than I thought it would be. I wonder how it dries. That's interesting. That I expected it to be a little bit of a deeper colour. I wonder what it writes like. Okay, so this is another one from Down. Oh, it does write very, it's a very light colour. I imagine it'd work really well in like a stub nib. You'd see lots of shading, or even a broad nib. And this one is Blushing Mushroom. I sometimes find it hard on my eyes to write with these inks if they're in a finer nib. Maybe that's just my bad eyesight though. Oh, I'm already seeing some of the shimmer there. You know, that's interesting. Okay. The next one I've got is Ferris Wheel Press, and it is called Buttered Popcorn. I almost wanted this one to be a scented ink, you know. No, it doesn't smell anything like buttered popcorn. But Ferris Wheel Press, if you're watching this, which you're probably not, that's a really good idea. Add some scent to some of these inks that you have. I reckon that'd be amazing. I think heaps of people would buy this if it was scented like buttered popcorn. That's a nice bright colour. Wonder how it writes. Okay. So this is, I think this is just from their standard range actually. It's just buttered. Wow, you can hardly even see this on the page. In a medium nib. Once again though, I think it would be great in a broad nib or a stub nib. I think that would work quite nicely. So that's the buttered popcorn. The next one I have, and I thought this is just taking me back to the days when we used to live in America, in Texas, and we would go pumpkin picking at this time of year. So this one is called Pumpkin Patch. There's a few things I really miss about America. I mean, I miss our friends that we made there. Everyone was always very warm and just very warm and embracing. We found people in Texas. We really enjoyed our time there. And years ago, before my husband and I even had kids, we did a 3-year stint in San Francisco as well, and that was wonderful too, but different, very different to Texas. But yeah, I loved the way in America how everyone just got really behind the holidays and really celebrated and enjoyed all the festivities. They really embrace it. So this one is called Pumpkin Patch. Yeah, I think I would find this hard in a finer nib, but it's a really lovely ink, and I think it would probably have a lot of really good shading qualities too. So if you're an artist and you love drawing and painting with your fountain pen inks, I think this would be a really nice one. The last sample we've got is called Bluegrass Velvet. This is not a shimmer or ink, or it might have a bit of sheen, I'm not sure. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Can you see there? It's sort of, it comes off in the bottle a little bit like a teal colour. So, see. I'm making a bit of a mess, aren't I? Oh well. Well, this is a really nice colour. These are the sorts of colours that I tend to gravitate to. Okay, so this one is called, this is also from their standard line, I believe, Bluegrass Velvet. Oh, this is lovely. It is a lovely sort of teal colour. And you can see it very well in a medium nib. And this Pilot medium nib is really, really fine. I actually think it writes more like a fine sort of like Japanese nib than it does a medium Japanese nib for some reason. But it's very good to use. It's been very good for sort of writing and doing the swatching. So that's all the samples. Just seeing if you can see a little bit of that roaring patina. And then we've got down the rabbit hole. So you've got the roaring patina, tumbling time blue. Can you see the red sort of sheen and shimmer in that? Then there's the green with curiosity. They're still kind of drying, but can you see that outline of the red sheen? And then we've got down the rabbit hole, can you see that shimmer? That's the ruby royal flush. And then this one over here, this blushing mushroom is just, it's really pretty. That says, it almost feels like it's got a bit of a copper sheen to it. And we've got the buttered popcorn, which is just like a flat sort of yellow colour, but I think it would have lots of lovely shading qualities to it in a broader nib or a stub nib. The same with the pumpkin patch, it's still sort of drying. And then lastly, the bluegrass velvet. So I'm quite happy with all of those actually. I think I could see, I don't know, I mean, I really love this blushing mushroom and I'd love to get a bottle of that just because I think it's so pretty, but I'm not sure if I'd use it a whole lot. But this bluegrass velvet, I would definitely use that a whole heap. I know I would. It's just the sort of colour that I gravitate to. So it's been really nice to try them actually, and just sort of, I write with these ones quite a bit in my pens. I love them. But it was nice to just try some different ones as well. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. It's a bit of a bumbling along sort of video, I guess. Still sort of coming to terms or getting used to this whole recording thing and knowing what to say and what not to say and You know, I tend to sort of mess up a fair bit, but anyway, I'm still learning, so hopefully I'll get better. Thank you to everyone who is watching. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Bye.